Yeah. Wow. Welcome back to the last episode of the series of, here I am, Eve, documenting my life with my great friend Nya, where we spent a whole a month living in Hawaii. And of course, you heard in the last episode, Nya decided to go back and live in Hawaii for a whole year, a month after she got back. So this is our last episode where we're documenting it, documenting what we did. So enjoy the stories, enjoy the fun, enjoy the laughter, and plan your trip to Hawaii because it's an amazing place. So let's keep it pushing. Remember I told you there's some amazing people that we met in Hawaii? Look, okay, so in our last video, you heard us talk about Naima. So Naima had this orange Tahoe. And if you haven't noticed, it's a Silverado, but I call everything a Tahoe. Orange is my favorite color. So when I saw this car, I was like, girl, yes. So here's Nya, here's Eve, here's Naima, here's her daughter Chloe, here's Keisha, and here is Gabby, up and coming artist, right? So in Hawaii. And here is good old Miss Janet. Okay. We love Janet. This was us after we attended a yoga session with Kai. Do I even remember his name? Oh my gosh. Yes, I do. And then this is a beautiful couple who gave me some amazing tips to, go when I left Hawaii, I went to San Francisco. So the wife is Chinese, the husband is Bengali, they're with their son, and they were so sweet and so nice. And we met them at Super J's. So that's why you go to Super J's, all the real people are there. But what I love again is just the community that we built in Hawaii. It was absolutely amazing. And I freaking love Janet. The story behind Janet is that in the first Airbnb that I went, Janet is the owner of that, the Airbnb. Amazing Airbnb, a little bit up in the mountains. And Janet has been in Hawaii since 94, in her 60s. Amazing, beautiful. And we connected so much in the first 72 hours of me being there because I got there really late. No food was available. I went to bed starving, woke up the next day. She gave me some food. I said, thank you so much for feeding me. And then she asked me what I was doing in Hawaii. And my automatic answer just kept being, I'm here to heal. And she was like, tell me more about that. That's interesting. I've never heard of that ever. And in talking, I talked about cultivating joy and taking care of self and told her a little bit about my life. And then the next day, Janet sent me a text. She was like, hey, I know you don't have a car, but do you want to go to Kua Bay? I think that's an amazing beach. You should check it out. And, we can go there and talk about, boys and life and whatever you want. And I'm like, okay. And in the car ride going there, Janet literally said to me, she was like, Eve, I know you probably didn't think you would come to Hawaii and you'd be hanging out with a white woman all day. But I just want to tell you, I've never laughed so much until I saw you. And when you kept talking about cultivating joy, it took me aback for a second. It made me realize, yes, what is the joy that I want to cultivate in my life? And I'm still worthy of joy even in my 60s. And I'm like, yes, girl, you are. So when I tell you, Janet is a goddess, okay? I'm going to put the link to her Airbnb. Everyone goes to her Airbnb when they're in Hawaii, okay?
Yes, Janet is the best ever.
Yes. So here's the next theme of Hawaii. Love yourself, period. All right. And this photo is very, very big for me. The fact that I'm putting it on the U of the tubes. Whew. I've never worn a two-piece bathing suit a day in my life, y'all. And y'all can thank Nya for getting me in this two-piece bathing suit.
I was like, this is it, girl. This is you, Leo. Let them feel the energy.
Look, okay. And for my plus size queens and for the people who straddle on the plus size, AKA you're always it. And depending on what time of the month it is, you may be a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. We are here. We see you. We love you. Okay. And this picture was taken at Turtle Bay. And this structure was for
the canoes. Yeah, it's for fishermen. I don't know the name of the structure itself, but we met a guy there on the beach too. He was telling us that he goes out and still canoes, Native Hawaiian. He was like, hey, you guys should come, but we had work that morning, so we could come.
But thank you though if you're watching.
Yeah.
Here was our next big adventure. Nya and I went to the National Volcanoes Park, but first we got lost. And when we got lost, we ended up talking to Jackson. I remember Jackson's name. And Jackson gave us all the dope history of Hawaii and all the Greek mythology, the mythology of Hawaiian gods and goddesses, and showed us these dope, amazing pictures. And then while we were there, Jackson had told us that an earthquake, right, or a volcanic eruption or something had happened that same day.
There are earthquakes all the time on Hawaii. I remember one time I was just working and I felt a shake and I was like, was that in my brain? And they're like, oh, no, that's just an earthquake. That's just a thing that happens here.
We were shook.
Yeah. So yeah, we have all kinds of like fun weather things.
But right after we got lost, Jackson told us where to actually go to get into the National Volcanoes Park.
Wait, you gotta spill the tea on Pele though, and her sister and the dude.
Oh, Pele and her sister. It was a lot. It's messy, y'all. Go visit Jackson. Pele and her sister. So I don't want to say it wrong though.
Okay, forget it. Basically, there's a whole backstory. Pele is not the only, goddess of Hawaii. There are others, and there are myths about, why volcanoes erupt on Hawaii, why they don't, because of different gods who inhabit the land. And there was just this drama between Pele and her sister. Apparently, Pele may have like gotten with Pele's sister's man, and then like she came to this island to hide from her sister. It's just a whole thing.
And she just never left it. She was like, we're just gonna make a little place for ourselves, grow some things, be great. But wasn't the man human though? That was the gag. Wasn't that the gag?
I don't remember that part, but I just remember I was like, dang, even in mythology, we fighting over dudes. Like, why is this drama?
Why are we doing this? You see, that's why I didn't want to bring it up. But Jackson got all of the tea for y'all. Go visit Jackson. Yo, Jackson had everything. Jackson is like, I believe, Italian, either Italian Canadian or Italian American in like first generation in Hawaii, and like, studied so much and is so knowledgeable. It was so amazing. Like I was sitting there like a little kid, like from out of the box, just like, tell me more. It was so good. But they directed us to the actual entrance of Volcanoes Park, where I think you have to pay per car, right?
Yep. Or if you're walking into, you still pay something. But yeah, you can look that up on like just National Parks website.
Yes. Well, Nya's and I goal was to go visit the petroglyphs. And rock glyphs means writing, so writings and carvings in the rocks, right? And it was a 45-minute drive down to get to where we needed to go. And again, like pictures cannot tell you like how freaking amazing it was. The first stop that we took was kind of like where I am in this picture. In this picture, there was like a volcanic eruption, I think in the 1960s or 80s. So when you go around Hawaii, if it's new volcanic eruption, so I'm assuming like what, I don't want to be wrong for other people who study this for all their lives, but like the first 30 something, many years, it looks like this. And when it starts oxidizing, it starts turning into like a burnt orange. It literally looks the color of this blanket, like the soil. Yeah. Right, Nya?
I don't remember that part, girl.
Okay, well, I remember that part because you would see it when you would be driving to the airport. When you be driving to the airport, the highways to the airport, there's like there's soil that's that color, and it's a lot like older. It's like turning into like newer soil, new fertilized soil, I believe. But when it looks like this, it's still, it's just basically like lava rock, and it's changing, and it takes time. But one of the beautiful things is that when we were driving, we made our first stop to like look out at this section. Well, of course, there's a beautiful view. It was just very interesting when Nya and I stopped driving, and then we opened the door. First of all, we didn't realize how loud Zebby is. Zebby is loud. But as soon as you stopped the car and got out, when I told you the level of silence, it was, oh my gosh, I don't know the word, like healing, like just a little like, oh my, what in the world is happening? Like I felt like in a whole nother world. And what was cool, again, is to always see that there is opportunity in chaos. Like something so crazy as a volcanic eruption over time is also creating land, which then creates soil, which then we can grow our food in, we could put our houses on. We gotta respect Mother Earth, y'all. Like, we really do. It was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, and I think it's that realization that like after the chaos, right? Like after an eruption or whatever it may be, like that's when sometimes the silence emerges. That's when we have that pause to really see where things have landed. I know we didn't talk a lot about the petroglyphs, but just going down, just like maybe like a 1.5 mile hike, but it was just this beautiful like walkway around the petroglyphs, and you can kind of see it in the picture. Like you see these like little stick figures here. But one of the things that I loved about the stories that they told about the petroglyphs is that when there was a new member of the family, they would put their umbilical cords here as well, right? And it would be a space for the family to just preserve and connect back to their ancestors and connect back to life. So not only were there these renderings of like people, but also this like sacred space for Hawaiian families to connect with the land.
Right. And what was really beautiful was that's why I put this picture on here. What it says on here is that Families with genealogical ties to these lands come here to place the piko, which is the umbilical cord of the child. Their hope is that the mana, the spiritual guiding energy of Pu'uloa, would bless the child with long and a prosperous life and root them to their ancestral lands. Each puka, which is a hole, was created to house a single child's umbilical cord. Of over 23,000 petroglyphs found at Pu'uloa, 16,000 are Pico-related carvings, a testament to the importance of both Pu'uloa and Ohana, which means family. So I just thought that was really amazing. That literally, like, people's like genes are literally stationed, like, are here. And I believe someone had said that Native Hawaiians actually do go there to pay respects because again, this is not that long ago, and I think that's so beautiful that, you know, this practice was made. And even in Haiti, I don't know if you guys do this in Trinidad or St. Kitts, Nya, but like in Haiti, sometimes when the umbilical cord falls off, they actually plant the umbilical cord with a tree. Wow, yeah, so it reminded me of that.
Yeah, and the last thing I'll say about the petroglyphs too is that this is probably one of the few areas that's like, you know, where the public has access. There are lots of areas in Hawaii where it's just like, this is restricted land, like don't come, like if you're not native, right? Because there are lands that are just so sacred to people's families, to people's cultures. And I felt really honored to be able to see the petroglyphs and to see, you know, like where these umbilical cords have been buried. But like there are certain areas where it just says like, don't go. So be mindful of that and be respectful of it.
Asheo, definitely. And also too, when you go there, make sure you bring water, and also bring a snack, because this picture right here is Nya and I not having a snack, and we got really hungry, and Nya had some like melted roll-ups in her thing, and I was like, you know what, I'm not supposed to eat this, but I need this, and I got me a good sugar rush to get me through that hike. And mind you, there's no signs to get here. People place like rocks in like a kind of like a teepee formation, like a pyramid formation, where it helps to guide you to get there. Okay, so you won't get lost. So like pay attention, focus, get your fruit roll-ups. So we're here with the cuter than you. Nya taught me how to be cuter than you. Nya, please explain to the people this movement, that this brand that you have around being cuter than you. What, tell them.
I don't remember how this emerged, but he was like, I don't know how to pose, like I don't know what to do. I was like, the energy that you need to give is that you're cuter than anyone else. Like whoever they are, you're trying to stunt on them. We don't know who they are, but like they're trying to comfort you, they're trying to play you, and you need to let them know that you're cuter than them. That's it. Don't let them try to play you. Don't let them steal your confidence. Don't let them steal your joy. You are cuter than them. So all these pictures, I was like, Eve, give me the cuter than you. And she's like, yeah, this is. So Eve, he was practicing all her poses. I was
cuter than you. This is my famous pose. Cuter than you. I actually just embodied the cuter than you.
But I think if anything, like this trip has taught us to just like own our bodies, you know, and just own our sensuality as women and just enjoy it for what it is. So that's really the energy of cuter than you. Like, we don't know who the you is, but it's just like cuter than the version of you that thought that you weren't that cute.
Hello, that part. Okay, the growth. And this photo shoot was taken at King K Beach. Yes. Which there's an amazing museum in the King K Hotel, so make sure you go to that. It was very great. But this is just more cuter than you. Just
That's the thing about Big Island. Big Island, like a lot of music, like artifacts are in hotels, which is kind of strange, but I feel like Evie might know more about that. But there are actually like more museums on Oahu. That's what I've heard. I haven't been to Oahu yet, but
definitely, for sure. Great place to be. Joy looks good on you. I think we really embodied like knowing that joy looks good on us. And yes, and again, yes. So we told that a lot to Janet. Now, this is really cool because change face, not purpose. I brought this picture back up because, again, change face, not purpose. After we were done with our trip and we got back, the whole crew decided to get together after we all got back in New York and lived our best lives. Went to a brunch. We saw each other after we visited Hawaii, and it was absolutely amazing. There go JoJo, me, Nya, and then Michaela was taking the video. But when I tell you, we're just a great group of people to just connect with. So I just love that even after we left, we still found a way to like stay connected with each other for sure.
I think there's something about joy looking good on you that allows you just to connect with people so much more effortlessly. Like, look at all the friends that we made in such a short amount of time, like deep friends that I think we'll have for a lifetime. I think when people are really just like living from a place of their truth and their excellence, like it just attracts like-minded people.
Yes, for sure. And now we're getting towards the end of our trip. You know, we were just out here working because please don't forget we were working during this while also having these adventures. Here's Nya having like a little dad's break with herself. And you know,
we were working early hours,
propping, you know, getting the cameras ready for the IG and the LinkedIn's and everything. And I was also taking a design thinking course at the time and got my certification while I was there. We were still working, y'all. And mind you, I learned the importance of taking naps because I was also forced to take naps before I can engage in any other activities and just really paying attention to my body, for sure. And again,
you had a great mantra while we were, you know, working and trying to enjoy ourselves. You're like, we're just gonna do one thing a day. Even if that one thing was like going for a walk, like going to a beach, you know, trying a different restaurant. We're just doing one thing a day. And I love that because that's a mindset and a philosophy that I've embraced now. Like if we just do one thing a day, at least to like get us reconnected to our energy, you know, move our bodies, it just really makes a difference. We try to put it off until the weekend, but one thing a day.
Yes, Ashe. I love that. Same thing, you know. So again, change pace, not purpose, y'all. Like, because at the end of the day, we worked, but we also embodied like our best life energy, like this. You know, like, we didn't play no games. We were living our best lives. That was us going to go snorkeling. I've never went snorkeling and I lost my ish. But as soon as I put my head down, I was like, whoa.
Well, you got to play that video. I forgot that. Yeah, we did do that. Yeah, we did a lot. We did a lot. Yeah, but this is the crew.
We did a lot. The only thing we didn't do, wait, did you go swim with the manta rays?
No, I didn't. I was too scared. I was like, I'm not doing that in the nighttime. Yeah, like me in the ocean at night, I'm not doing that.
But it's a beautiful experience. Do it. Rep the peeps. So this is basically you know, towards the end, you know, I'm off to Cali, and one of the big themes of Cali was what has wearing ever done for you with my friend Jimmy. So next series of my videos will be in regards to me traveling in Cali, in Houston, and of course Antigua. Hold me accountable to it. If not, it's okay. I'll take my time. That's my business. Tabitha Brown. But again, overall, so many themes. Take whatever you need to take out of us documenting our lives of, you know, going to Hawaii, like the reasons why we went, how those reasons changed, how, you know, we allowed the island to serve us, how we served the island, how we're still continuing to evolve and grow. You know, this is your life, boo. Have it your way, but not with McDonald's. Sorry.
Yes. Your way, any other way.
Yeah, Nya, I just want to tell you again, my love, like I thank you, the best part of your crime. Oh, also too, how are we gonna forget, y'all? When I met Nya in Hawaii, it was my first time ever meeting her in person.
Right? How did we forget that part? Yeah, we were COVID besties. Like all these friends that we made in the past 2 years, only over Zoom, which is wild. That's hard to believe now, but yeah, that was our first time meeting in person. But it's great to like be able to still foster and deepen connections even now.
Yes, and now you're over here living in Hawaii, living your best life. I definitely have to, you know, make a trip soon. So if I do go, when I do go back, expect better quality videos.
Get Zebby back.
Get Zebby. But until then, y'all, I just want to thank you all for like listening. You didn't have to sit here and listen to these stories. I hope the storytelling was fun. It was great for you, and that it also inspired you to cultivate your joy, because you know that's all that I ask for. So until next time, you know, you already know what to do if you want to do them. Like, share, and I'll see you later. Peace.